Hello and welcome back to Unikronn's Gaming. Today we're going to be talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Well, not a Turtles in Time, but Turtles in Time. So as per usual, this is a quick brief history, which I am taking from Wikipedia. And it tells me that this game was developed in 1991 and released in 1991, obviously by Konami. And it's a sequel to the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And that was mostly based off the 1987 animated series. Obviously this game was ported to the Super Nintendo, or as I like to call it, the SNES, in 1992. And I think they called it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. And I think the numbering system for the home versions, I think 1 to 3 was on the NES, I think. And the same year, the Mega Drive version came out, which borrowed elements from Turtles in Time, but that was generally called, what I knew it as, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Hyperstone Heist. And I think in Japan it's called something about Shredder. Is it The Return of Shredder? I mean, I don't know where it went, but anyway, that's the history of this game. As per usual, I normally do, audio, graphics and gameplay. So today let's start off with graphics. So graphically, game's wonderful, especially for the time. It looks like the animated TV series, which it's cool. I mean, that wasn't for me. I was a bit too old for that when it came out. It was perfect for my brother, and let's face it, the cartoon was there to sell the toys, and my brother was that perfect age for it. Graphically, they look wonderful. Everything here looks wonderful. The characters, the animations look nice. All 4 turtles shine, especially Raphael, because as we all know, Raphael is the greatest out of the Ninja Turtles. We all know this, yes, and we all agree with this, yes. Thank you. So the turtles look great. The Foot Clan, they look great. Obviously, this is probably the one brawler where it doesn't matter that you change the same enemy. All you do is just give them different colorings, because hey, it's great. It looks fine. It looks fantastic. Backgrounds are also wonderful. Enemy sprites look great. Bosses look great. What else is there? The parallax scrolling. Oh yes, wonderful parallax scrolling. Character animations are also wonderful as well, for the enemies and the heroes. Some of the bosses a little bit cheap with their animation, but I understand. Interactivity with the background stages as well, and graphically they look great. Shadows look good. Overall, graphically, I cannot fault this game. It is a standout game. It looks fantastic, everything about it. But yeah, graphics, it's just an easy win here. Easy win. It's the cartoon in every way, shape and form, and it does what it needs to do on a visual level. So yeah, it's just, unfortunately there's not much I can say with this game, because there's nothing that's just like, oh, they could have done this better, they could have done that better. I just think it looks great. For the audio, it's roughly going to be the same as the graphics. I thought the audio was great. It was fantastic. The background music was nice, not too repetitive. The speech in the game is also great. It's not garbled or muffled. That's also fantastic. Hit sounds a little bit weak. Could have been nicer, but I understand where they're going for, because obviously this is based off the cartoon, and the cartoon wasn't exactly strong for sound, was it? It was more the voices of the characters and the attitude of the characters, rather than the sounds of nunchucks and other weapons hitting Foot Clan soldiers. So yeah, and the phrases of cowabunga and stuff like that. Even though I'm sure that was more of a Michelangelo thing, rather than all the Ninja Turtles saying it. But hey, like I said, I wasn't really into the cartoon, so I could easily be wrong there. Yeah, but audio, great, fantastic. Got no problems with the audio, especially from an arcade game. Beautiful, sounds excellent. And last but not least is gameplay. This game's got throws, it's got standard attacks. I have not played this multiplayer. I'm assuming there are no tag team moves that you can do to the computer. I mean, it would be cool because I know in the cartoons they used to do stuff like that. They'd work as a team. But I'm assuming there's no team combo moves here. Varied bosses, which are cool. Basically, you can fight all the enemies the same way. I like the fact that you can throw enemies into the screen at you. That's really nice. There's a nice little touch in the gameplay there. The 4 turtles, they do play differently because of their reach, realistically. But apart from that, not too much that's different. It's got that final fight type of element about it where you can do a special and it does take off some bits of life from you. So you can't do it infinitely. Yeah, so gameplay wise, that's all there. The stages, you can do some different things like, is there like a hoverboard? No, you're on some sort of board over the water. That's nice, so it gives you a bit of variety, I'd say, in the gameplay. But, and here's a big but, because we all like big buts and we cannot lie, the actual fighting sucks. It's just a button masher. That's all it is. I don't think there's any finesse here. This is a true arcade game, just there to steal credits. That's all it is. The mechanics aren't deep. The only difference with the Turtles is their reach, to be honest. Some of them are better than others. But that's about that, really. The moveset isn't the deepest. Hit detection, it's god awful. It's just god awful. The enemy can get you into spots where you can just get destroyed and credits gone. So yeah, for me the gameplay, that's a thumbs down. It's just a no. It's just an absolute no for me. Yeah, quite frankly, I think the gameplay is pants. If you're American, the gameplay is drawers or underwear. In England, the pants. It's just pants. It's cheeks. It's arse. It's rubbish. It's terrible. Game looks good, but there's no substance here to me. It's just, yeah. I mean, yeah. You know what? Let's just talk about my history of this game. Okay, so my history of this game is non-existent, but that's because of me. I actually didn't know this game even existed until 2 to 3 years ago when Chelsea told me about the game. I probably saw pictures of this game and thought it was the original Ninja Turtles. I didn't know the game got a sequel. The home versions, the 16-bit home versions, I just thought were their own thing. I didn't know they had any relation to this game at all. I just thought, I probably saw lots of pictures of this and thought, oh, for whatever reason, some pictures I see, the Turtles look a bit better than others. I didn't realize it was a separate game. It does play better than the original Ninja Turtles because that is just even worse than this. But, you know, you can only sprinkle, if you sprinkle sugar on doo-doo, it's still doo-doo. So it's just doo-doo with sprinkles on it. So yeah, you know, it's still rubbish. So yeah, I just didn't know about this game, and to be honest, I don't think I've missed much at all. For me, Turtles are more, I prefer the comic media and the movies rather than the games and the cartoons. So yeah, my history with this is that I got it mixed up with the first game. I just didn't know this existed. I just thought whenever I saw arcade screenshots, I just thought it was Ninja Turtles. I didn't know there was some time traveling sequel to it. Yeah, you know, we all miss out on things, but having played it now, I'm good. I'm really good. I'm just like, oof. It just plays too rough for me. Visually and audibly, I think it's great. And if people enjoy it, cool. But as a brawler, this, I'd rather play the original Double Dragon, personally, than this, and even that game's got issues now. But yeah, so my history is I mixed this up with the first game, which I thought at the time was great, and then I realized 15 to 20 minutes into the game that, oh, this is all it is. Now I'm out. And to be honest, this is just a better looking and sounding version of the original, but still played with terrible gameplay, in my wonderful opinion. So this game basically got ported to the SNES, or Super NES, or Super Nintendo, however you want to say it. Shockingly, this is really, really good. And I want to say shockingly simply because of the arcade version, and I'm just not impressed with some of the brawlers on the SNES. I'm just not, to be honest. But this game bucks the trend for me. It really does buck the trend. First up, let's go graphics. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic, especially as a port. It's just, I thought, like I said, the arcade version, gameplay, no, not gameplay, sorry. Yeah, well, yes, apart from gameplay, I thought it was great. So this here, graphically looks fantastic. I don't know the size of the car, probably should look that up, but who cares? The game is here, and it looks the part. It's nice, vibrant, colorful. I'm looking at this from as a port of the arcade game. Is this what you want? And to be honest, yes, it's an excellent port on a visual side of things. It looks fantastic. Not quite as vibrant, but it just, everything that a port's supposed to be from a 16-bit point of view, this does it from a visual point of view. Nice animation. Characters are decent sized sprites. As many enemies as they can fit on screen, which is nice. Hardly anything cut out. Obviously there has to be cuts here and there, but they don't detract from visually a spectacular looking game. This is probably, in my opinion, probably the best looking brawler on the SNES. I could be wrong, but hey, in my opinion. When it comes down to the audio, this game, well, this port on the SNES is still great. It's got less speech than the arcade, but it's still really good what it has, and what it has got is nice and clear. The hits sound beefy and sound like they really do connect. So I prefer the sound of the attacks compared to the arcade. I prefer them running on the SNES. So yeah, sound is great. The music is good. It's your typical Konami stroke Turtles fare, so that's nice as well. But like I said, I'm just looking at this as a port. If I was a fan of the arcade game and I went and got this for the home version, would I have been pleased with it? Like I said, visually yes, audibly yes as well. So well done Konami so far for this port. It is fantastic. When it comes to the audio department, I don't have any complaints at all. No complaints. So gameplay, I didn't like the gameplay of the arcade. Hit detection was off, so therefore if you've got a brawler and hit detection is off and it doesn't feel very responsive, there's no point to it. So when it comes to this port, somehow that's not an issue. It's been fixed. Hit detection is good. This is a better version of the arcade game. It's improved. Yes, I know it's only 2-player, it's not 4-player, but at the end of the day, to me, that doesn't matter. What's the point of having a 4-player game where you must be playing in peanut butter and treacle rather than this 2-player, which just plays much, much better? This is how the arcade should have been to me. In a gameplay sense, the arcade should have been like this. This just works. Hit detection spot on compared to the arcade. If I'd had this game at home when I went to the arcade, I would have been like, oh, I'm not playing the arcade anymore. This is the better experience. So yeah, gameplay wise, this is better. It's just as varied. There could be stuff cut out. I mean, I didn't beat the arcade version because I was just like, oh, I'm not going through all this. No. So this could be missing a level, something I don't know of. But what is here and what I did play on the SNES version, in my opinion, gameplay wise, is superior to the arcade in every way. So yeah, loved it. I can see why people do talk about this game in such high regards, because on a visual level, it's great. On an audio level, it's great. On a gameplay level, it's great. And then obviously 2-player, if you're playing with someone, even better. So yeah, kudos to this game. This SNES port is probably one of the best ports I've seen on the SNES from an arcade game. I know Konami done, was it Sunset Riders? From what I've seen just on YouTube, that looks very good. In fact, you know what? I probably will do Sunset Riders arcade and do the SNES version. The Mega Drive version is poor, but I think it's like a 4 meg cartridge for Sunset Riders. But I know the SNES version is pretty good as well. Well, not as well, but is pretty good compared to the pitiful Mega Drive version. But I'll be interested to see how close that is to the arcade version. So probably at some point in the future, I'll do a video on Sunset Riders. But anyway, back to this game. Yeah, thumbs up. Better than the arcade. And you don't often get that. Well, not back then, you didn't anyway. So yeah, well done to Konami for really improving upon your game on the SNES. Beautiful, beautiful. Like I said, I can see why people hold it in such high regards. I was pleasantly surprised. Well done. A great Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time port. Great brawler. Probably the best brawler on the SNES, to be honest. Okie dokie. Now the Sega Mega Drive, the Hyperstone Heist. Or if you're in Japan, Turtles Return of the Shredder. Like I said at the beginning, I don't know where he went. Perhaps he went on holiday, if you're American, vacation. And then he came back. But yeah, this is... I don't know how this game is described, but I would describe it personally as as a remix of Turtles in Time. That's what I would describe it as, a remix. They share a lot of similar elements, but other times it's not the same. So yeah, but how does it fare as a remix, and how does it fare compared to the SNES game? Meh. In my opinion, very well. To be brutally honest, very, very well. Alright, first up, let's talk about the graphics. They're wonderful. Once again, based off the TV show, Shredder looks hench as hell. Look at how cut he is. This Shredder I would not want to go up against. My lord, bruv. You're on roids, you must be. Wait, is that... Look at Leonardo's arm. Even, yeah, I know he's a mutant, but even he's... Obviously, everyone on the Mega Drive version is henched up. That's ridiculous. My word. Anyway, graphics, great, wonderful. Once again, no complaints. I think I prefer some of the backgrounds on the Mega Drive version compared to the arcade and the Super Nintendo. It's got like a different feel. It's a bit more gritty and a little bit more... Reminds me of the movies more, rather than just the arcade game. Arcade game in the SNES, it's very colourful. They want to get your attention because it is obviously an arcade. It's got to stand out in the arcade. But this, because it seems like they didn't go that route, I do prefer some of the background graphics on the Mega Drive compared to the arcade and the SNES. The animation for the characters and everything else is basically the same. The only thing that the Mega Drive version is missing is the actual hit marks when you hit the enemy. They're just not there. I don't know why. Yeah, it's not there. But the Turtles look great themselves. Animation's great for them. The enemies look great as well. Like I said, I think of the color palette of the Mega Drive, everything just a little bit more, a bit darker, I'd say. But that looks like it was a design choice, but it still looks great. Like I said, it reminds me a little bit more of the comics rather than the TV show, which I'm assuming they probably didn't mean to do that, but hey, it still looks great to me. So yeah, characters look great, enemies look great, animation's great, some decent parallel scrolling. Because it's a Turtles, it does stand out against some of the other competition on the Mega Drive, because the Mega Drive had a lot of good brawlers, especially in the Streets of Rage saga. So yeah, it had to make sure it did stand out, but because of the Ninja Turtles, it would have sold well. But yeah, basically on a visual appeal, yeah, looks sublime. Audio wise, it's nice. It's got some decent speech in there. They say cowabunga and stuff like that. And like when their feet, I think it's on the skateboarding or the surfing section, when things hit his feet, he still says, "Oh, my toes," or whatever the hell he says. It's the Mega Drive, so the speech isn't as clear as the Super Nintendo or the arcade. The music is nice as well, but I would say that on an audio comparison, it's the SNES version. I think the SNES version is better personally. This is still good, but just not as good as the SNES or the arcade. But for what it is here, it's nice. It's nice. It's still clear enough. You can make out what they're saying. The music isn't too Mega Drive twangy. You know, sometimes you get those Mega Drive background music where people don't really use the synthesizers and the stuff well, and it just sounds like a bit of a mess. This still sounds good. I mean, we're not talking Streets of Rage 2 levels or what's another good soundtrack from the arcade port? Special Champion Edition. Yeah, that's a good one. Whereas Super Street Fighter 2 was god awful. So yeah, this doesn't sound as good as Streets of Rage 2, Streets of Rage 1. I'd say it's on Streets of Rage 3 level. So take that as you will. But yeah, audio is good. Not as good as its cousins, but still good. Okay, gameplay. The only thing that I noticed that was really missing in the gameplay department was you can't throw the enemies into the screen, or I couldn't get that to work. Perhaps that's just a Mode 7 exclusive on the SNES, and obviously the arcade can do it, and the Mega Drive doesn't have any hardware for sprite scaling. Hit detection, absolutely perfect. It's on point. As a whole, I think I prefer this to Turtles in Time, just as a game anyway. So I prefer this over the arcade and the SNES port. So out of all three of them, really, which one should you play? Look nice variety in gameplay again. Speed's good. Yeah, out of three, should you sit down and play this one? To be honest, no. If you're gonna play a Turtles game, there's only one Turtles game that I reckon that you should play. And because time has moved on now, it would have been this one, but yeah, there's a new king of Turtles brawlers, and you know what I'm gonna say. We all know which one I'm gonna choose. So here we go. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It's just, what do I need to say? This is hands down the best Turtles brawler in history. I don't care. There's probably 101 Turtles games out there by now. This is it. Nothing comes close. Just not even close. I don't think it's not even a competition. This game is the be all and end all. Even as a brawler, this game is, you can have this gun up against Streets of Rage 4 or River City Girls 1 and 2. This could be someone's favorite brawler ever. That's how good this game is. Yeah, it's beautiful. Just beautiful. What can I say? In fact, I don't even know what to say. I'm just gonna wax lyrically about this game now. So yeah, let's get to it. I think this game is out on everything, even your smart toaster. This game must be out on everything. It's got characters galore. I mean, look at the character selection. You've got obviously the leader of the pack. No. Let's go back up. Go back up. Unikronn, up. There we go. Now go up again, Unikronn. Up again. Thank you. Got Michelangelo. Raphael, the greatest Ninja Turtle ever. Donatello. April O'Neil. Splinter. Casey Jones. Usagi. Hold on. What's it called? What do I used to call him? Usagi Yamoto, whatever he's called. Anyway, yeah. This has just got characters galore. And then you can have different skins for them as well, from depending on what media that they came from. And I think there's 10 altogether. Obviously, I haven't unlocked all of them, but there's quite a few. So yeah, this is just got everything in there. Obviously, because it's modern day, the animation is great. It may not be your particular preference of graphical style for the Turtles, but for me, I do not like it. It's not my favorite. My favorite would be probably from some of the movies. I prefer those styles, or even the comics. So yeah, I'm just going through all the different color shades here so that you can see the ones that I've unlocked. So yeah, this game's got great animation. Sound is spectacular. Speech is spectacular. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 player. I think that's online and local. But here's the but. We like them fat cheeks. Big butts don't lie. The but is, I think on PlayStation locally, I think it's only 4 player. Because I don't think you can have 6 controllers connected up to a PlayStation 4 or 5, I think. But obviously online it's 6 player, whereas I think in all the other versions you can have up to 6 players local play, I think. If I'm wrong, someone can correct me, but I believe PlayStation is 4 player local, 6 player online. Yeah. Graphically, what's not to love about this game? It's just, like I said, it's, unless you don't like the style of the drawings here, then okay, fair enough. But I think for me, they're perfect. It's just, this looks great. I don't know if you prefer the comics or if you prefer the 80s cartoon or some of the movies. You know, there's different styles. The Turtles have never looked the same. Every 3 or 4 years they change up, so you may have a particular generation that you like, but for me this is a great blend of most of the ones that I like anyway. So yeah, it's great. It's got the classic characters in there. They look like they're doing the cartoons to me. Animation of the characters is brilliant. The moveset for their animations is great. It's colorful as hell. There's some nods to certain toys or characters or people that only made appearances in certain comics. It's just great. It's just great. A visual appeal is bright, colorful. I mean, the hit marks, it looks fantastic. Yeah. I mean, look at animation when you get hit and the foot soldiers hit you. There's emphasis on weight. The special moves look special. It just doesn't look, you know, it doesn't look meh. It looks like love, care, and attention went into this game. So yeah, on the visual appeal, 12 out of 10 if I was ever to give it a score. If we're talking audio, wow, this game's a beast. The voices, oh my god, the voices are great. I think they got the actors from the cartoon, from the 80s cartoon to come back. I'm sure they did, because they sound the same. Or the one, if they're, as long as they're alive, that is. But yeah, the hit sounds when you're hitting the enemies sounds great. Whether they're robots, whether they're foot soldiers, whether they're mutants, all got their own sounds. The music is tremendous. I love the music in this game. This is just a really fun brawl in general. I'm all over the place with this, but this is just flipping great. It's just fantastic. So yeah, when it comes to audio, it's great. It's just great. Everything sounds great when you're fighting. Characters are saying stuff as they're fighting and stuff like that. You know, that Street Fighter vibe to it. They're not just silent protagonists. You can taunt. You know what? Audio wise, so crisp and clear, so good. So good. So now, gameplay. Look at that, throw enemies into the screen. A nice little wink and a nod. The characters in this game, the Turtles play great, but you know what I find strange? I personally don't think the Turtles are the best characters to play in this game. I think some of the guest characters are even better, like April O'Neil. They took moves from, was it Karen from Street Fighter Alpha? She's got Chun-Li's up kicks from Super Turbo and the Alpha games. Yeah, they just, a lot of the moves in this game, gameplay was, seem to be stolen from some of the best games out there, like low key, and it just plays great. It just works. It just works. I mean, if your favorite character is Raphael, who's the greatest Ninja Turtle ever, and I won't hear anything else, he plays sublime in this. Even though he's got less reach, he still plays really good. If you like April O'Neil, she still plays good. If you like Casey Jones, he plays good. And finally, you get to play as Master Splinter. Yeah, the only negative is, I suppose you don't play as Shredder. That's about it. But nah, you suck your Jimbos in this game. A few of the other mutants. Unfortunately, they did come as DLC, so you have to pay for that privilege. But, you know, we're in today's gaming and it is what it is. There's no point crying about it. You either play or you don't. Or, I don't know, you find other means of getting this game. But, hey, the gameplay is fantastic in this game. It's just great. It's online as well, and the online is actually good. It doesn't lag out like crazy, unlike Streets of Rage 4. I'm looking at you. This game is really good online. So yeah, good specials there. Proper get off me moves. You can bounce enemies off walls. Once again, we've got team up stuff. Well, not once again, but unlike the other games, we actually have team up. So if your partner's down, you can help them out. I think you go up to them and press on the PlayStation, it'd be L1. And you can give them pizza or revive them. So it's got team up bits there, which it should be, because, you know, Ninja Turtles, they're teams. That's what you should do, help each other out. So this game is just what a Ninja Turtle game should be. Once again, I don't think it will be beaten by anything else ever. So yeah, I mean, like I said, the only thing that I wish was that, because it's called Shredder's Revenge, I wanted to be able to, you know, play as Shredder himself, which, the game would have literally been perfect, almost perfect, if that was the case. Well, wait a minute, it may not be in the story mode, but in the challenge mode, look what they did. Excuse me, Shredhead. I can be Shredhead himself. Take my money. Take my money. In fact, they did take my money. Bloody marvelous. Fantastic even. Stupendous. You know what? This is a chip roll with onion vinegar in it. That's how good this is. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, short of having a white ninja with a dog in it, you can't get any better than this. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. I'm out. Play this game, people. Play this game. Peace.